All right, so I wanted to go over the the deity list, the pantheon of Emar, which is a late Bronze Age Amorite city in Syria. Um, so the city is called Emar, and I have a rather complete deity list here. Um, I just wanted to go over all of the divine names, at least all of the relevant names that are from Emar. um, Deities that were known to be worshipped there, and what their origins, their cultural group um, origins were, and things like that. This will just be like going over what deities, like gods and goddesses, were worshipped at Emar for now, and then we can do a more detailed analysis of these deities in another video. But so Emar, the city of Emar, their deities, their deities of Syrian origin, Hurrian, Mesopotamian, West Semitic, Hittite is they're all found here, different ones, and then there's some uncertain ones as well. Um, so I think I'll go. Let's see. I don't know if I want to name all of them, but maybe just the ones that were known to be worshipped there. Um, let's see. um, okay. So I'm just going to go over the ones that were known to be worshipped there, but I might put a few others in there too. So there's a god named Abba. Um, he's West Semitic deity. Well, Abba, does that mean father? Um, I'm not sure. I don't know too much more about that deity at the moment. Then there's Adama Terra. Now, is Adama Terra seems to be related to the goddess Adama. This is a goddess of Hurrian origin. She was worshipped there at Emar. Alalu, who it's his name is under Mesopotamia. I'm wondering if they're getting that confused with LL. I don't think so though. But Alalu is in the Hurrian sources too. Well, who would Alalu be in the Mesopotamian sources? And we have Alani. Of course, she's Hurrian origin there. And Alatu. It says Hurrian origin. Is that another name for Alani? Alatu? And then there's Amaza. I don't know anything about that deity right now. Amaza, the Syrian origin. Then there's a couple uncertain ones. There's Anani or Ananu. Then there's Anna, which might be Luwian or Hittite, because there is a Luwian goddess named Anna, or Anna, I should say. Then there's Aruri, A-R, and then U-R-I. Not sure who Aruri is. These are all uncertain origins for these deities. Then there's Asila, which is also uncertain. Okay. Then we get to Ashtar, West Semitic, Ashtar Hashi, Ashtar Sarba. These different hypostases of Ashtar, and then Ashtarti or Ashtart is there as well. Interesting. Then we have Ea, the consort of the sun god Shamash, Mesopotamian origin, of course. She's like a goddess of light or the dawn, maybe. But of course, she's associated with the sun god, and of course, that's his consort as well. Baal, of course, is mentioned, West Semitic, but not. But it's Belu, or at at Emar. That's the storm god's name at Emar. Belu. The same thing as Baal. It means the Lord. It means Lord. So that's a very popular deity there. Probably the king of the gods in the Amorite pantheon. Then there's Belet Ikali, Mesopotamian origin. Belet Ikali is it's a goddess, but forget exactly what Ikali means. I did know. Dagon, of course, the Syrian origin, and he's a very popular deity there at Emar. Yeah, known to okay, but he's known to have a worship and priests there. So I know. So he had a major cult there. So Dagon, Belu, major Amorite deities here. Damkina and Ea, both Mesopotamian deities. Damkina is, sorry, Ea's consort. Ea is Enki. And there's Eresh Kegel, the Mesopotamian goddess of the underworld. That would equate to Alani, the Hurrian Alani, and maybe Alatu as well. There's a deity named Gada, Gadda, who looks like had a... No, he was not. He was not known to be worshipped there, but he's mentioned there. But Gashru or Gasharu was a deity that was worshipped there. Let's see here. What? Let me see. I need to look something up here right quick before we go on. Oh, okay. Okay, so I see. Okay. Okay, here we are. So Gadu did have a shrine there, though. Or Gada did have a shrine there, though, so I thought I'd mention him, too. And Gashru, I don't know. I don't remember, that deity's nature or character. Make sure I didn't miss any other deities. Okay. And well, we have a deity named Halma of Syrian origin, and Hamari, also Syrian origin, and Hazi. That's a divinized mountain deity, I believe, or just like a divinized mountain. I think so. And that would be, yeah, Syrian. Syrian and Hurrian origin there. Some deities of uncertain origin. It looks like it's Hamana. Let me see if that's Hanana. No, it's Hanana. Hanana and Handashima. Wow. Okay. And those are of uncertain origin. Handashima. Almost sounds. I don't know if I want to say Hittite or Luwian or not. I don't think so. But it's hard to say. Of course, Hepat in Emar, the goddess Hebat. She's a Syrian origin, the goddess Hebat. Here spelled with a P instead of a B. She was worshipped at Emar. Of course, that's the consort of the storm deity, storm god, Belu. Then there's a goddess named Hulalu. Uncertain origin there. And then Hurash, or Hura, Syrian origin. There's Ilu Kasharati. Ilu, of course, is another, that means, it means god or the god of or a deity. Can mean all of those things depending on what's being mentioned. Depending on, the deity and the context. And that's Syrian origin, Ilu Kasharati. And then we have, let's see, okay. Inanna, of course, the the Sumerian version of Ishtar. Okay. Imliki. Was it called Imliki? I guess so. Imliki. Okay. And of course, the goddess Ishara was a major cult at Emar. Syrian origin there. But she was worshipped all over the ancient Near East. Ishkur, of course, is the Sumerian version of the Mesopotamian storm deity. Adad, Ishkur. There's Ishtar, of course. I mean, that corresponds to Inanna. and all the different deities that would be associated with that or that name. Of course, Ishtar is the famous Mesopotamian goddess, but worshipped all over the ancient Near East as well. Keldi is a Hurrian deity. Forget what that means. I'd have to go back and look. Let's see. So, uncertain origin here. Limi Sharta. Not sure about that. Of course, we can look all of these deities' names up and see what we can find there if we need to. Or if anybody wants to. Mahdi is a Hurrian origin. I don't recognize that name, though. It's interesting. Milku, West Semitic origin. Milku was a god deity from Ugarit. He was a Ugaritic deity. I guess he's worshipped at Emar as well. It means like the king. Could be the king of the underworld. And he could be the origin of the deity Moloch or Moloch, the biblical deity. Well, the deity from what are they called? That Iron Age culture, not the Moabites not the Moabites, but the Ammonites, the Ammonite deity. So okay, Mushanu. I got supposed to be a goddess of the night. I think she's probably related to the Hurrian goddess of the night. It's unclear what the Hurrian word for night is, so I just call her either Ilanu Mushani, or not Mushani, Ilanu Mushitu. Oh, I'm getting these wrong here. Okay. I'm talking about Mushitu, the goddess Mushitu. It means, okay, so there's a little confusion between these two deities. So Mushanu, I'm not sure who that is. Mushitu is the goddess of the night there at Emar. She also was worshipped by the Hurrians as well. And we don't know what the Hurrian... I don't know what the Hurrian word for night is exactly. I just call her Mushitu. It's the Akkadian... I mean, it's the Akkadian word for night. So I either call her like Ilani, which means a goddess, Ilani Mushitu, or any Mushitu, as any is the Hurrian word for a deity. But the goddess of the night in Hurrian is not called the goddess of the night in the Hurrian language for some reason. But only in like a Mesopotamian way. So it was nice finding out that Mushitu, there was actually, a name for the goddess of the night here at Emar. I think they're related. They seem to personify the night sky. That's the general consensus is that Mushitu like personifies the night sky, but could also be like, I was thinking maybe like another representing another planet, constellation, or star. that we just don't know of, but or the evening aspect of the planet Venus. But she is supposedly an Ishtar style deity, um, who personifies like the night, the starry night sky. Just as like, and there's deities, there's a Hittite goddess that we found, Ishpanza Shepa, and of course we know of other deities, like there's the Greek goddess Nyx, and there's a Vedic goddess of the starry night, but of course they're not related to this, because these are Semitic deities. So well, the Hittite goddess could be related, because I mean that's in the vicinity of these cultures too. So, but yeah, Mushitu and then the Hurrian goddess of the night. I call her, like I said, like Ilani Mushitu. Of course, she was associated with the goddess Pinnick here, who does represent the planet Venus in Hurrian. But like I said, I'm just assuming that Mushitu is the same is a similar goddess as the Hurrian goddess of the night. So now we have Mushu or Mushu, West Semitic origin. Not exactly sure who that is. We also have Nebu from Mesopotamia. He's there, worships Emar. Nani. Now, Nani is another divinized mountain of Syrian origin. Nani and Hazi, those are divinized mountains that I know of from Hurro-Hittite texts. Then there's a deity called Narum. Is that like the divinized river? Narum? That's Mesopotamian. Then there's the Hurrian Awarni, which is the same, I believe, the same goddess as Nabarbi. It's just a slightly different name. She was worshipped there as well. Nergal, of course, the Mesopotamian god Nergal was worshipped there. Then we have Ninkura. Ninkura, is that Ninkura, is that related to the mother god of the, well, it says Syrian origin, so we'll leave it at that. I was thinking she was related to the Mesopotamian mother goddess Ninhursag, or Ninma. Then the Mesopotamian goddess Ninlil was worshipped there as well. Of course, that's Enlil's consort. So I'm thinking that the Alalu here mentioned was, or they're really trying to say Elil or Elil, instead of Alalu, but we'll just leave it with what it says here. Ninurta was worshipped there. He had a temple. Syrian origin, though. So the name, so some of these names here that are in, that look like Sumerian names aren't really that deity, but it's another deity of Syrian origin under that Sumerian name. Then we have, wow, this is a deity of Hittite origin, Pudalimi? Or Yeah, Pudalimi or Pudalimi Limu. I do not recognize that name. And the Mesopotamian gods, the Sabiti, those are the seven like demons of the Pleiad stars, the Pleiads. It's one of my favorite star clusters of the night sky. Uh, Pretty cool. There's seven deities or demons that accompany the god Nergal, I believe. So they're like warrior and protective deities, but they can also like spread like pestilence and stuff like that too. Just like Nergal. So the Sabiti. Well, here's a deity of Syrian origin. Shagar. I forgot to talk about him in my Hurrian and Ugaritic related deities videos. He is a pastoral god. He's let's see. There's Shagar and Etham in the Ugarit mythology and texts. One is over cattle and the other is sheep, I believe. So Shagar, I believe, is over cattle. And I didn't see that sheep deity here, I don't think. Let me go back to the eyes. No. But he could be under a different name, though. But Shagar is a pastoral god. And he's worshipped at Emar as well as Ugarit. Alright. Then there's Shaharu or Sharu. Uncertain origin. I don't know why it says uncertain. Like, wouldn't it would just be Syrian. Well, I don't think it's the moon deity. Well, it could be, but it's probably just meaning the dawn deity here. Like at Ugarit, there was Shahar, and the later Aramaean name for the moon god was Shahar, but I think at this early stage it's probably not like the moon deity, but I mean it could be. I don't even see the moon deity's name here yet. Actually, okay. Wait a minute. It's a god. Um, that is weird. Yeah, I didn't stumble across the lunar deity's name yet. I'm sure. I mean, obviously though, at Emar, the lunar deity was worshipped, but I don't think it's Shaharu, but it could be. But it says uncertain origin there in the description. That's interesting. Shalash. Now that's the Hurrian version of the goddess Shala from Mesopotamia. Grain goddess and consort. Well, here it would be consort of Dagon. But in Mesopotamia, she was the consort of the storm god Adad. Okay, now deity of Hittite origin, Shan, Sanda or Shanda or Shanda, a warrior deity. Actually, it's more of a Luwian. Well, it's Luwian and Hittite. Luwian Hittite warrior god. Then there's this deity of West Semitic origin. It's the Shasha Betu. That might be like a group of deities there. I've heard of that before. I just don't remember what that means. Sounds like maybe a group of goddesses, possibly. And it's West Semitic. Hurrian. Here's Shellish. Hurrian origin. Is that the same deity as? I'm not sure. Then there's the goddess Shuala. Now, I need to look into that goddess some more. Hurrian origin. Couple uncertain origin deities here. Tahagu and Tahagunanu. Okay. And some more Hurrian deities here. Tezmisu and Tenu. I think Tezmisu's the brother of Teshub, the Hurrian storm god, and Tenu is either another name of Tezmisu or another messenger deity, I think, of Teshub's. I think. And there's Tibira, Mesopotamian origin. I do not remember what that means. Then there's Uda, uncertain origin. And Ugur. It says Mesopotamian origin, so that must be another name for Nergal. But yeah. Ushtam of uncertain origin. Ushtam. Don't know what that means right offhand. Utu, that's of course the Sumerian cuneiform for the sun deity, so the sun god was worshipped here at Emar. As it says here, Mesopotamian, West Semitic, Hurrian, Hittite. All the above, I guess. And a deity from Mesopotamian origin, it says Weda, W-E, then apostrophe D-A. I do not know. I don't recognize that name. Yami, of uncertain origin. I don't recognize that name. Yami. Interesting. And let's see. And that is it. So those are the deities worshipped there at Emar. Whole bunch of them there. See if I add anything else here. There's a lot. There's actually more mentioned, but I just mentioned the ones that are known to have a temple, a priest, and were worshipped there. So I didn't mention every single one whose names were found there. Well, I guess I did sneak a few extra ones in, but just trying to see here. What I can add here. Let's see here. The see. I think that's about it. Just looking over some of the names here. See if I want to add anything else. But I think that's good. Okay. So some of these deities have other names. They're not like multiple different names. And there are some okay. There are some books on Emar that go into like better detail on all these deities. So that's something. If you're interested in, all right, if you're interested in the pantheon, the religion, the deities of Emar, and Amorite religion and culture in general, there is a book on Emar that details all of these things. Actually, yeah, it's called Emar, the History, Religion, and Culture of a Syrian Town. I believe that's the one. The book I'm thinking of. I don't know if it's discontinued or not. You know how some of these books get. Some of them get like out of print and pretty pricey. So if you can find a PDF of that book, that would be very good. So that is the Pantheon of Emar, and let me know anyone out there who follows the Pantheon of Emar. That would be interesting, and can shed some more light on all of this. It's been a while since I've researched ancient Emar, but I'm of course highly interested in it just because it's similar to Ugarit and the Hurrian pantheons, and of course the Mesopotamian. It's related to those as well. So, hope you find that video interesting, and let me know any thoughts on the Pantheon of Emar in the comments below, and I will come out with some more related content soon. Maybe I'll go over the Pantheon of ancient Mari. That's an ancient Amorite city as well, and kingdom. And as always, thanks for watching.